Okay, Pokemon, right? Today is the day for the Mareep event, and you're gonna get Dragon Pulse and everything. It's gonna be weird because currently it is 9 a.m. and I'm back at the hotel because I need to come get everything. Today's the final day that we have the hotel. All of the meetings end at 2 the same time that the Mareep event ends. I don't know if I'll be here for the whole event though, and I kind of hope I'm not because as you've seen with the other vlogs, it's a rural area, more or less. That might make it harder for me to participate in Community Day. I would hope it doesn't, but fingers crossed, because if there is a lunch break for these meetings, then I will be going over to local beach. And when I went there yesterday, there were hella stops. But this is also a good opportunity for me because since I have the time, I'm going to go try and take over those 2 gyms that I saw. Maybe 3. Maybe 3. So we'll see how that goes.
Beach day!
What's going on, everybody? So this vlog is going to be a lot different than usual, a lot different than what I would have liked to show you guys, because it's never an Eric West video without technical difficulties, and my screen recorder was not working whatsoever for this entire last 2 days of the trip. But despite me having to switch to this narration style, I hope that you guys can still find this somewhat enjoyable, and I hope that you can enjoy the footage that I managed to capture on my little cell phone here. So on this first day, I was with my godmother, and despite my screen recorder not working, I managed to evolve my magic card. So thank goodness for that. Because otherwise I don't think I have any other Pokemon footage really for this episode, which is very unfortunate. And it was actually it was due to sprinkle on this day, as you can tell by the semi-dark clouds, but I was with my godmother and she was just showing me around, and it was amazing coming from Los Angeles to see such clean and such beautiful crystal clear water. The water in the Florida beaches had looked like the type of water I only see on social media posts, showing you beaches from all across the world and stuff, like dream vacation type of things. There was art in some places, in some of these areas, which was really nice. There were certain buildings that just had sculptures all over the place. There were some buildings with murals, and you could even hunt for the murals, where some would even be tucked around in an alleyway or just on the corner of the roof of a building, and it was all very, very interesting to see. Despite this quick run through, just being around all the water, it was actually really serene, but it had to rain. But on the second day though, the second day was a lot more exciting because I was all on my own. My godparents were both at work. They dropped me off at one of the beaches beforehand, and seeing how some of the architecture reminded me of Mexico and just generally where I was from, I really felt really comfortable here. And here, you can see sort of one of the tiki statues that I was able to spot, and everything here was really interesting, and the marine resorts were honestly very breathtaking. Interesting enough how they have their own pools, even though you live by the ocean if you're staying there, but I digress. I liked all the little huts that they used for some of the businesses, all the different bridges that you were able to cross in order to get to other places. Honestly, for a person like myself, exploring was really fun. I did manage to find an abandoned mall, and it was still operational, but there was very little electricity. None of the escalators worked anymore. None of the lights were turned on inside, and there was absolutely nothing here. This place used to serve as both a mall and as a hotel, but I guess business failed and they just abandoned this area. So very spooky. From there, I managed to start to like walk along the river that runs through Florida, and I did quite a bit of walking, and I'll show you guys too. I went from Margaritaville in Hollywood Beach, and I walked about halfway down to Miami Beach, which is maybe 2-3 miles, I'm not entirely sure. Then over to the Hyde Resort and Residences, across the bridge to the Golden Isles to get to the condo. After having a very large Italian meal made from scratch, I woke up to breakfast at about 6 in the morning, and that day was the day that my vacation was over. I had to pack up my things, and it was time to leave the condominium after staying there for only about 2 nights, because it was about time that I returned back to Los Angeles, because I did in fact actually have school at this time. I just decided to take a week off for vacation. But while I was away, I did manage to find a very interesting area, and I was very excited to explore this forest-like space because there is a legendary Pokemon that was once sighted in a forest in a faraway land, and so I'm wandering through the tall grass looking for it, when then, all of a sudden, I found it. The legendary Pokemon Mew. Or so I thought. It was just a freaking Pidgey. But that Pidgey did end up turning into a Ditto, so I guess it's not a total loss, right? Nevertheless, I was here in Miami Airport looking at all the planes hung up everywhere and looking at just how beautiful the airport was. Up until the time where I needed to board the plane finally and head back home, and it was a very exciting trip. I even won some free miles with the airline, and every moment of it I really thoroughly enjoyed. I didn't get much sleep, but still it was really great to go on this vacation, to finally get to meet my godparents, and obviously the whole Pokemon journey aspect of this. So once again, I apologize about all the technical difficulties that have ensued on this vacation. I hope it hasn't in any sort of way ruined the experience for you guys. I really hope that you still found this enjoyable, and this marks the end of the Pokemon Go Florida vlogs. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later, people. A Pokemon like none have ever seen before. It is said only to appear to those who are pure of heart and have a strong desire to meet it. I have traveled far and wide, catching as many as I could along the way. And 4 hours after I landed, it came. Reveal yourself to me now, Mew.